got back from the lake. I made a recording of the little fire we had. The other day the fire was on the left side of the lake. Now it since I've been back in the daytime, you can't see it. But from like there to there is that whole length of that far side of the lake over there. And it's right up on the other side of the hill and the wind's blowing towards us. So it could be bad. That pasture's mowed. This one's not. But the grass in that one's pretty fucking tall. What I was going to show you was not only got fires all over that way, or on that side of us, downwind, we also got fires upwind. If you look out on that hill, that hill's on fire too. Looked out. I sat there for, I listened to 3 or 4 songs while drinking a cup of coffee. I got sitting there so long my back started to hurt. I was like, I'm going to the house. I'm glad it didn't show off or nothing. Like normally I kind of spin the tires or, I was like, well, I'm going home. And I pulled out slow and I looked over, there was a cop sitting there. I waved at him, I was like, hey. This is my burnout from the other day. In that car, when I told you I played out back. Out that way, from where I live, where that little fire's at, which is probably a really big fire. Man, that's all grassland, like in trees and stuff all the way out to the river. But this is what I'm worried about, this field here. Because the day I showed you the burnout was the day after I've seen the fire at the lake. So yesterday I kind of just spun the tire, it didn't do a burnout, but the day before I replaced fuel lines on the Buick. And that day before, ashes and trees was landing in this field next to my car. Like have you ever burnt cardboard and the cardboard ash flew up? That's what it looked like. And wind is kind of an issue with fire. I'll show you though, these are the messes. All this stuff I put on the back porch, I have to tend to it. This is the table I set up to work on that go-kart motor. I was doing a half decent job with it. And I took it apart and it had a sticky valve. It's got gas in it, but I still can't. I guess I'm not strong enough to pull it. Those things I gotta get rid of or do something with. I want to fix them to see if I can. But this is the plethora of greatness back here. That this year, when I build a shop, tools that have to go in there. I'll show you something cool. To me, it's cool. We got baby calves. And my mom informed me, back here when I grew up, from that fence here, all the way out to here, this was a big giant pig pen. There was chickens and a garden and a nice little farm. She informed me today she's gonna go get some pigs and I'm gonna raise them. I said, I'm not gonna raise them. I'll feed them every day and take care of them, but I'm not raising them. I'm gonna show you the little cows. If I can see it, I wipe the screen off maybe. But the other thing is, hardly ever this little pond right here, like never has water in it. It just filled itself up in like 3 or 4 days. This is one of my flower spots is what I said I'd walk around and show you. They were pretty nice. They got a bunch of fresh bulbs. About the size of, that's how big the flowers are. About the size of my fingers, you know. I don't know, pretty good size. But in the mix of this, I had a big tall tree, which is one of these trees over here. If you see this flower bush right here, they'll die in the winter time. You gotta, like, randomly in the worst place in the yard next to a building or something. They seem to survive the wintry, like, frost and whatever it's called, the chill effect, with the wind chill. Right next to the house they do alright when there's a wind chill, it seems. But if they're out in the yard, man, they die. And I had one of them right in the middle, and it would make big old flowers, and all these flowers would bloom around it. But that's a pretty good little assortment of bulbs right there. Same as all those all over the pasture. Every year they travel further and further, which is really cool. I gotta burn this pile. And then out back is where I had most of the flowers. I lived back here. I had a building I built on this concrete slab. I had a big screen, a PlayStation, a couch, a bed, fridge, a stove, all kinds of shit. And it was full of motorcycles, and I loved it, but I didn't like the way it looked from the outside, and then I would sit inside it and think about that. Then I didn't like the way it looked on the inside, and we convinced ourselves to tear it down, and we bought that building and just set it on the slab. Eventually that building's I'm gonna pay them to turn it sideways right here, so the door opens onto the slab level, and I'm actually gonna build a real nice building there, so I can put all the toolboxes or maybe a couch and stuff in there, right there. But I can pull a hot rod straight in, because my real slab is like 30 foot long, 30 by 20 or something. But from where I poured, from this corner to like right here where it kind of makes a transition to the old slab, man, that's only like 19 foot. So that's what I mean, like, it's not very far. It's not big enough to work on a car. And from there to there, like that pole to that pole, technically is plenty for me. I got a big old gantry out here, a bunch of woodwork and stuff. I use it mainly, this thing, I use it to for me to install transmissions. I take the hood off, and then I use little dowel holes on the tranny to lift it up, because they can't lift much with it. It's really just like a shop, pick a block up and set it on a cart, or pick it up off the engine stand and set it on a rolly or something, a dolly thing. Might as well show you the flowers up front. Every year my grandma wants me to go out in that field and dig up bulbs and transplant them. And I'm like, every year I try to explain about how they grow further and further out into the pasture. These are just like, they're perennials, but they're wildflowers. And these are the flowers I planted. Most of them are transplant, but some of them, see this flower bed I made, I did the brick to go around there, and I added dirt in there to level it up. But eventually how it's going to look is, it'll kind of look like that, straight, But this side's gonna have concrete or gravel, and I'm gonna add concrete across that way to the fence, so I can park 2 cars right there on a solid surface. But the real ones I'm proud of, I bought these ones at Walmart like last year, and they're doing super good. And they're kind of pretty. But I had already bought some. But how these ones look like this, yellow, and then they'll look like that, which is yellow. These ones are already like white or whatever. How some of them kind of do turn white. That's what I wanted to show you. See? But they're actually a different kind. But I bought some other ones that I'm really hoping these are them. Like these ones, or these ones. They make a big giant flower that has a big bulb. But I got a lot to do. Usually I do it this time of month. Like all this grass pile I made and all the weeds and dead stuff out of there. I got little tools. I need to. I've been adding mulch to this. So this is like all stuff from in the yard. Tree limbs that fell down like this. I just been picking them up and throwing them in there. And I kind of haven't decided exactly why, other than I was thinking eventually because these bricks are going to come out, I was going to use them for now just for kind of so they don't back into the propane tank. But I'm going to make a rock border, but it'll be level with that tree out there. So as you come this way, it's like, that is off like 2 foot tall. If you stood right here, the level of it, instead of it being downhill, it would be level. It'd be about 2 foot. It'll sit up real high. I'm gonna fill it full of cedar chips or something and make it look good. The more I got thinking, like, I hate driving a mower down through here. And I was thinking I'll measurement there to the middle of the tree, same amount out, and on this side a little rock walking path with small flowers, like these things that have made their way out of my flower bed. But out of everything in here, I purposely mowed around them. These are my favorite. They're ferns. And I usually transplant them like along the fence line. But the base of this will get like that big, like 3 to 4 foot, and then it'll just be like this huge column that goes up smaller, like a little Christmas tree, a little furry Christmas tree. Yeah, there's one, there's one. But every year when they die at the end of the year, at the top of them, there's one that's at the top of them, they produce a seed. If I could find like this is what it'll look like. See those? That's one of them. One of those. That's one of these. And it'll stand straight up like that. Oops. Oh, I pulled it up. I set it next to the fence and show you. This is what it is. One of those or one of those. And then it gets real big at the bottom and it comes up, and at the top of it, it's got these giant buds. So it's like my neighbors sometimes, and they're like, "Is that pot?" I'm like, "No." But see how they're all open? I think they've already dropped their seeds. But normally, before that happens, roughly right around before winter, when it first dies, I'll break these off like that, and I'll for real just sprinkle them around the yard, like It was when they do have seeds in them, yeah. And then when I do that, I get a bunch of them all over the place. But it's a weird look to it. Like they did something, but it's not noticeable. And they all brag about how it happened. They grow that way every year, and I like it. I planted some trees out by the road, flower tree, and that's actually a well. And where that fire pit is around back, that's also a well. We're having talks, me and my grandma, about we're gonna make use of the wells, buy the pumps, and do whatever we gotta do. And these are rose bushes, so they're starting to. But see these other pieces? Like the world I lived in, they would cut that off and be like, no. Same as this one. You see it's got the same base, and this one's bright green and has leaves, and this one looks like it's dead, right? But it's the same base. And I transplanted these rose bushes. It looks like a huge mess, but it's full of flowers when it all gets in effect. But normally in March is my, okay, I get what you mean. You don't want it to look like a big mess during this time when you do cleaning. I said, yeah. Normally I got a little hand rake up there on the table for all of it. It's normally in the shop. One of these, which is real helpful. And for them buckets and down like these rows, it keeps me active. I well, for real, just come out here. Sometimes toss the soil and stuff. But, well, this is a bad example, but kind of a good. This little rake, I will just, like that, kind of, that idea. Or that like, it's not, somewhere like they talk about expertise and shit, some places just do it. And then it doesn't look as bad, right? But with this one, usually, to tell you the truth, these buckets are when I buy Walmart Wildflower seed mix, assorted wildflower seed mix, I'll use this tool and kind of scratch the dirt to loosen it, like that, and make all that potting soil soft. And then I will just sprinkle it in there and kind of give it a shake with my hands like that. Not like pushing, but like in there, like that. It'll spread all them seeds out. And then, I mean, within a month, I got a whole bucket of little flowers. And that's what I kind of planned in this area. Was like filling it up with, instead of having, because I always end up planting my wildflowers in with my other flowers. And on some of them wildflower mixes, it makes a big giant flower that is like 3 to 5 foot tall. And it makes a huge stem, and it's real bushy. It's supposed to, it's part of the wildflower seed mix kit. But when it does that, when I mix it in with these perennials, then the wildflower takes over, and my perennials actually barely survive the winter because they died out before it. So this year I want to do it different. I want to like step down, so there's a level and then another level, and you'll see a level there maybe where those rose bushes aren't in pots anymore, and then there'll just be a row there with a border, and that'll be like rose bushes, and then it'll be surrounded eventually from that tree around over and slightly around the tree with perennials, and then one step further down, further out, I'll sneak in my wildflowers or some shit, but I'll try to. I have to decide how I want to do this. But I gotta get more flowers, and usually in March, February, March, and April, that's when I'm like, hell yeah, let's plant some shiz. So that's what I want to show you. Was my flowers, and if my mom, she was joking about it, but you don't understand. She'll joke about it and then never show up with a box full of animals. And then I'm just like, I'm glad I didn't build a pen because you never showed up. But then, like, see the backyard, how there's like, I got it one clean spot right here, and I feel real cool about it. I come out here at nighttime and I squat down and I said, something's wrong, something doesn't make sense. And I'm like, yeah, you like didn't trip over anything. It's hard to explain. Why are you tripping? Because I'm not tripping? So it makes sense. But what I mean is, you don't know my mom, man. Some people do. That bitch never showed up with no piglets. She'll come over and dump off 10 pigs and be like, I told you I was getting pigs. You should have built a pig pen. And I just started getting the backyard kind of cool. So then I was like, where the heck am I going to put pigs at? What the hell would you do? Like, that's what I mean. I don't know. But that sounds fun. I wanted to get chickens, but I'll get cussed at by like Chicken Farmers of America or some shit. I like having there's a chicken house way off in that corner. Those are all foxes and wolves and raccoons and giant snakes and giant spiders and cows. Federal United Cows Against Chickens Association. Some of them guys, they step on them, chase them, kick them. It's normal. I like having, like, you get up, you go outside to smoke a cigarette, and like, haha, sucker, I got out of bed before you. And the rooster steps out and looks around and just walks across the yard. I'm the same way with ducks. I like ducks, chickens, and rabbits. I'm like, I don't know, build a dog pen and throw some chicken food in it. And then it worked. I was like, well, it usually does. So I got a lot of rabbits that the main reason they are out here is no matter what the hell anybody bitches about and says, they've actually been brought here and they're supposed to be in cages. But the little bastards are like, no, man, Kurt's right. This shit's cool. I'm gonna play over there. Okay, that was fun. I'm gonna play over here. Because of that, it's kind of like living in the country and not on a farm. For me, I seen like roadrunners and squirrels and rabbits and chickens, and that's what I like. I can't buy pigs though and let them run free. The neighbors used to. Sometimes. But my plan was to put a cow back there after I got this. See how little that mess is? Just pick it up. Throw it in the trunk of the car. No, don't. I walk back here. My hand's not big enough. But it pissed me off. This is all scrap metal. Most of it I found mowing. Most of it I found by picking up and throwing. So like picking it up and purposely putting it in there. But a bunch of it's stuff that while mowing the lawn, and I drag the deck. Like, don't do that because it'll mess it up. But out here, the grass is real soft and wet all the time, even if it's hot outside. I can kind of drag the deck and make a flat spot, sort of. Well, the part I like, I would say, is it looking better. If you know anybody who wants an oxygen tank and an acetylene tank for free, you could tell them to come get it. Other than that, I don't know. I just know that. What the hell am I gonna do with that? I got some other shit out here. This is my favorite tool in the world when I was a kid. I had a top secret plan when I was about 13. I was going to learn how to use it secretly on my own by careful investigation. And then I randomly show my dad how I could cut stuff. And I totally learned how at like 13. But then I didn't know what I should cut. Oh, as a kid, that was like my favorite tool, other than a go-kart motor that I taught myself how to rebuild, which is the utility engine, multiple use utility. I was trying to sneak over and get you a video of a calf, but the calf's kind of hid back way off over there. Every night I've been going to bed, I think about, this is part of my plan. See this siding? I got to take that stuff off and make it look like that. And since the last few storms, and this has been like this for like 10 years. That area behind the house that nobody could see. But it steadily got worse. That one fell down, then that one fell down, then that one fell down. I was like, well, it don't matter, I gotta replace it. But that's also on my list of crap I gotta do. Well, where I'm at, he said I could build a 2-car garage on the back of this house as long as it looks like it's supposed to. He don't want, as far as building material, he don't want this. He wants it to look nice, spaced on. And unfortunately, he passed away, and his son manages it now. But I haven't really talked to him about building it. But as far as building stuff, he pretty much said I could build anything I want. Just like, don't go super psycho and build a Sears Tower or nothing. I was like, well, that would be cool. But the more I thought about it, more I was thinking, I'm going to get out of whatever something is and get back into what I liked, and that sort of was buying a 2x4 or 2 every month for personal time. But I'm glad we did that tire spin yesterday. I imagine at a time frame, I'll tell you, when I lived in the shop, I said, wouldn't it be cool to have like gold plated rims, like wire wheels and like gold accent, and then like a lowrider cow hauling trailer? Yeah, like a little horse trailer, but lowride the horse trailer out and then put a show cow in the motherfucker and cruise around town. They said, yeah, that's kind of a waste of money, dog. My best friend, who's a lowrider at time frame when we were kids, I forgot all about that shit. And when I first got my Buick over here, when I lived in the old shop, I remembered that, and I tripped out. I was like, what the hell? And I've been thinking that'd be kind of fun. But I imagined it jet black, maybe some red flames, and a pop-up behind it, but the pop-up was painted jet black. And on top of the pop-up, I'd have the roof reinforced with little motorcycle ramps that I could push the motorcycles right up onto the top and strap them down, and then put the ramps in the cubby hole or some shit. That was my life. Like they'd call it, dude, like future outlook, future goal. I think it was life expectancy. I wouldn't live much longer after that. Because I'd be like, that's it. Come on, let's go ride. Shit, I'm home. No, you're in the middle of the desert. No, bitch, we're at the house. And I have fun. I don't want to talk this long. Yeah, side projects. I'm going to put a coil on that. The boat motor wasn't locked up, but now it is. I have future, like, dreams or plans of for real just kind of rebuilding the engine. The engine is stunning. I'm an engine guy, like engine masters actually, and the mechanics of them. This one's pretty cool. I just spray painted this. It was original paint. He said it's original, and you know it's not. Blah blah blah. The guy who painted it a long time ago did one hell of a good job. I didn't paint it. But this is the motor on it. It's fucking cool. As far as mechanics, right? It's got like another slot here. Like it makes you think like that's a starter hole, but it's got a starter right here. Right? So I'm like, an extra starter? It's a badass motor. I think it has multiple use as far as motor heads. They're like, I could rig up some scary shit with that. I know. So, anyways, I kind of weirdly, because of the nostalgia of it, I moved here, let's say in 1994, and it was out back then. So this is how it's sat since then. Down there. But as far as weird shit, it's in actually really good shape. I'm gonna learn how to put it back together. And then it just clips. And this is the part I think is cool. It's got a latch here. It opens. And then if you were strong enough, you could start it open. I know it's not, but to me and my homies, it kind of is. Like, you always think of those movies that have the old ass boat or like weird stuff. I don't have a title to that motor, but I'm gonna tell you right now, my Gremlin is pretty aware it's still for sale, but it's just really old, like a Evinrude something. It may not be Evinrude. Yeah, it says Evinrude power, but it was red and white. But the only thing is, I know how some of you guys are. Some of you are like restorative, so that's actually the reason it didn't go to the scrap, to tell you the truth. The reason it's not at the scrap yard has to do with that specific reason. And other than, fuck if I know, randomly say that it's just sitting there. If ever there was a person who fucking, needed it. Yeah, I turned my fucking YouTube channel into a swap meet. There he is. We snuck way into the conversation. Look at this big guy. He's about 3.5 foot tall. He looks good. Yeah. He looks super good. Him and his mom sitting in them flowers together. Chomping them. What the hell, dudes? Well, as far as lowlifes in America, I'd say this is the lowest. No, it ain't. You shut up, quit picking on Kurt. I'm the one who said it. My best friend punches me and said, quit picking on Kurt, man. That's sort of my favorite thing. And weirdly, it's when I don't press record and I don't talk, I just kind of sit here and I look at the cows. Sometimes it's weirdly phenomenal. Like, man, I wish I had a camera. God laughing at me. Out of all the stuff you've done, what do you wish you could record? One day I was smoking behind the house thinking of how I was going to manage a mess, and there's a bunch of cows eating the flowers, and the cat was rubbing his little head on the ground and eating grass or something, and there my car was. This is cool. Neighbors probably think I was recording them. Hey neighbors! For real. That's the fire out there. We're at 36 minutes, that's too much. Every day. Maybe next time, Barack. Maybe next time. Mr. Walker's gonna whoop my ass. Yeah, probably. Oh shit, don't ever say that. At PlayStation? Oh, right, now we got it. This is the boy cat. And the one on the left is my girl cat. The one on the right's the boy cat. The boy cat showed up. Hanging out. Those are 14-inch tires. And the car's lifted now, so somewhere it's kind of like the weirdness of at a time frame, like realizing how big the freaking cat is. It's not. He's pretty big when he sits on the porch, but he won't let anybody pet him. It's pretty cute though. Good looking cat. Like he likes laying around and eating cat food, but he doesn't like cuddling. But when he sees that girl cat, he for real like does stuff like physical movement. It's so weird. Like, you want to say it how the truth is. And it's hard not to say it other than, like, he actually got off the couch on the porch. And then he's mad. He's like, I do other stuff. I'm like, I know. God dang, that fire's getting big. Out here it's normal. Like, nobody believes me. Where I live, it's kind of on a hill. You can't really see over the hill that way. But the lake is all right down that, right behind them houses there is, you could see the whole lake. And from where we're at, we can see that lake. Where that big hill is, there's a lake right below it. That lake connects to the river. And then from there, it goes way out around the mountains. And that river goes all the way up around Fort Smith and all the way down to Mississippi. But where we're at, man, I mean, like, every fucking day, if there's not a, like, visual display because they're so panoramic, from there to there is 5 miles or 10 or way over there, like 100 miles, you know? But from here to here, it's only like 2 to 5 feet, like there to there. Fence line. Yeah, further out from there to there is like 5 or 10 miles. And sometimes I'll walk out here to smoke a cigarette and there'll be a fire over there, there'll be a fire there, there'll be a fire there, there'll be like fires there, there'll be fires over there, there'll be fires over there. I just walk in a circle and say, oh shit, I'm not gonna fucking make it, dude. I swear to God. And then sometimes, you come out, and because the fires are all around you, I don't know if you get sued or not, but if you ever seen the stories of Silent Hill, like that, it's actually ash, but at time frame, no, it's snow. Arguments with kids during production release, like, okay, no, it's definitely ash. You sometimes out here, you get that feeling when there's real big fires all over the place, and it's just like the hills over there caught on fire. And especially, you won't believe me, Texas is only a 2-hour drive, so it'd be like from here to Oklahoma City. I could get to Dallas faster than I could get to Oklahoma City, and they're like, bullshit. And I'm like, well, I did slow down when I seen some cops. I slowed down, but that's not the point. When they had big fires in Texas all over the place that were on the news, I would come outside, and my bicycle and my car and the dirt bike was covered in ash from hundreds of miles away. It tripped me out. So having a fire just over the hill that you can see the smoke of, which you kind of can see it, I didn't worry yesterday because I didn't see as much smoke. But the day before, I was worried. I was like, I gotta fix this fuel line, because if that fire jumps the hill, I have to move my Buick out by the road, or onto the gravel at least. Because this, even though it's green, that stuff will light. And I was like, I shouldn't have put gas in the go-kart. I should have put gas in the car. Well, yeah, damn, fire department cashing checks on that shit. Oh, I can't breathe. These are flowers. About time. I made some friends somewhere just by saying dumb shit. It ain't dumb shit. We're firemen. I love it. I'm not a pyromaniac. Whatever the joke is. I love the country part of the neighbors lit their $1 million property on fire because they don't want to get seed ticks when they go fishing next month. It's the truth. You shut up. So it's cool. Check this out. I found shit like this when I cleaned that shop up. Does anybody remember these? Like, I found a bunch of stuff like that. And I burned tons and tons of stuff. Look at this. I carried the toolboxes out here. Somebody or something, probably the cats, went through that shelf, it looks like. But I kind of stacked up stuff in here temporarily. Dad said I could put the screen door on the front of the house, so I'll probably do that. And that's gonna come down. I would rather talk to you guys on this film than do that, which sucks. But I tear the porch down, take the porch off, fix the back of the house. Master plan to manage that. And I want to be specific about having to purchase fire bricks and stuff, because I'm really going to smelt all that stuff down and make little ingots of crap. Like, it's a waste of energy. Yeah. That's probably what I'll do. It's like a dream I have of writing their names on the ingot or something. And not victims or nothing. Like, he chopped the dude up and stole his rims. Didn't, for the record.
But I think it'd be cool for some reason just to make ingots that have their names on, like, because it's a custom cast custom mold. Yeah, and then like write their names and give them 5 pounds of metal with their name on it. Then just ta-da! What is this shit? Oh, nothing. It's just some weird shit I've made for you. Grandma's like, "Where's my boat at?" I don't know, but I made this for you. When I grew up here, see the hill, and then there's a gradual that side's like this high, like level. Here, hold the cigarette level that high. Then all the way down here, it's super low. This side of the house is sunk. Anytime you tell somebody about that, they try to inform you of giant werewolves and caves and scary shit. I was like, oh, why didn't you tell me that when I was 13 and you made me mow the lawn? Well, because, you're 13 and you got on my nerves a lot. Bad joke? Yeah. Well, what I was thinking was start out as a pole barn, because that's a telephone pole, a electric pole I cut in half. I concreted that one. That one's concrete.